So I got just a pinch of my apple silk mead left. And before I pour this glass of apple alcohol goodness, oh, that smells good. Hold on. Oh, dude, my apple silk mead is amazing. Happy anniversary to Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne. I do hope Ozzy fucking enjoys the concert that he's gonna do the Black Sabbath last show. Yeah, that one. I hope he fucking, even if he kicks ass at it or not, regardless, it's all about Ozzy enjoying himself and just the fans being there to worship the ground he walks on, as always. I was not able to get tickets, but that's alright. I made this potion, this concoction, if you want to call it. It's basically homemade wine. My apple silk mead. Yeah, I'm gonna pour a fat glass. I know I said I was gonna try to save some for the concert the day of, but this mead is so delicious. Kind of hard to do. Sue me, I'm an alcoholic. And as an alcoholic, I would like to say that this homemade apple wine is, pour a glass of it. This homemade alcohol that I made is seriously fucking good, and I need to make another jar. I'd love to make another jar of apple silk mead, but I gotta clean my jars. One second. I heard that pop. I heard it pop. I'm like, no, screw it in there nice and tight. Tighter than a nose conch. Alright, we're cooking. Like, it's America's birthday and it's Ozzy Osbourne's wedding anniversary. So I'm like pre-gaming for the next couple of days. Oh shit. I know in my last couple of cooking videos I might have been a bit melodramatic. But like, I was just mad because I burnt the bacon. Think what you want to think about Cobra. I don't care anymore. Potions class is in session. The legend of Cobra's mead. It's a real thing, and I trust and believe. This mead is perfect, just the way it is. Everything that I did up to this point, I want to keep doing next time I make my next batch because this apple wine is delicious. Although it's a mead because I made it with honey. Oh, shit. Nope. Some for the homies. Look at it spilling out. Okay. Some for Walt. Cheers. Mm, mm. Last time I made mead, it was, oh my god, dude, seriously. Oof. Last time I made homemade wine, it turned out disastrously, of course, as you have already seen. But this batch turned out to be perfection in a jar. I have perfected the apple silk mead recipe, and I would not change a goddamn thing about the way I made it, because this is delightful. This will get you wasted, and it tastes delicious. Oh, oh, excuse me. I'm a little tired. Don't mind me. Wait, what time is it? Huh. No wonder why I'm tired. It's like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm sitting here like, man, I should be winding down for the evening. This fucking apple silk mead tastes like the best alcohol you've ever made. And it's just a cute little science experiment. You're making your own alcohol, that kind of thing. And I'm very happy with the way my current batch turned out. So I'll have to finish that jar of apple silk and make me another jar. I'm serious, YouTube. This apple silk mead is paradise on your taste buds. Take me down to the paradise city. Mm. Oh, oh, that is delicious. I'm smacking my lips in appreciation because you taste the caramel, you taste the apple. I am very happy. And even if I don't have an entire jar to enjoy for the concert, honestly, I'm not complaining because I've perfected my apple silk mead recipe. It's pretty straightforward. You use your favorite apples and some honey, like 2 cups pure cane sugar, and some like turbo winemaking yeast. And you don't want to add a shit ton to it when it comes to the yeast, because it'll foam into your wine lock, and it's just like, no, as far as homemade wine goes, I'm very happy with the way this turned out. If it's so good that I can't get enough of it, I'll try not to drink the entire thing in one sitting. As an alcoholic, I can tell you. That's how I know it's good and it works. Like this apple silk mead is so fucking good. I would serve it at Cobra's Canteen. I trust and believe. Oh, excuse me. I'm a little tired at 11 o'clock in the evening, so sue me. But I wanted to raise an early glass and say cheers. It's America's birthday and Sharon and Ozzy's wedding anniversary. And I couldn't help myself. I was like, oh, let's get on this action. Hold up. And I have produced a Proud American t-shirt on my customized. Appreciate y'all checking it out. Ugh, making your own alcohol is just such a satisfying feeling because you're getting buzzed off your own supply, you know? I can't explain it to you when you make your own wine and then, like, it turns out beautiful and it gives you a little buzz and it tastes like alcohol, you know? And you're sitting there, like, sipping on it, like, oh my lord. The apple silk mead that I produced in my last batch is perfection. Like, I'll give you a wine that's like 18%. You know, that may not be super strong like the Jack Daniels that I drink or the rum that I drink, etc. But personally, I don't care. Oh, excuse me. Because that fucking taste is delicious. That honestly, in my opinion, this wine that I've made tastes more delicious than anything I've made, you know. And making your own honey wine, aka mead, it's a fun It's a fun little hobby, you know. Personally, I'm not complaining. I like the way it tastes. I'm very happy with my current batch. Like, I'm happy with my current batch when I'm like, dude, this tastes good. I want to drink the entire jar and make an ass of myself. Then I'm gonna have to make another jar. And it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, ugh, that smells like bad decisions being made. One second. Mm. I love alcohol as much as anybody else does. And I'm sitting there sipping on it going like, that's tasty. And the sip that I take fucking warms my tummy, makes my whole body feel giggly and like I want to giggle at stupid shit. And make, how alcohol makes you feel. Like, I got that with this mead. And like, my apple silk mead is incredibly simple to make. You've seen me make it. Like the last time I made this batch of mead, I'm like, this is how you make it. And if you follow it step by step, and you got quality ingredients, you'll have it. The caramel candy's dissolved in the apple juice. And it has like that caramel apple sort of taste. Like, I am not responsible if you decide to make apple silk mead, you know, like you're trying to cut the cost on alcohol and you want something. I'm telling you right now, YouTube, like in my experience with drinking and everything, like I'm very happy with the apple wine that I've made. It's bloody delicious. And making your own wine can be a fun little hobby, you know. You just gotta filter out the liquid if you use raw fruits, you know. Like you see me do on my channel, like the important thing is if you see Cobra making mead, do your research. Like, not every, you might see like Cobra making his mead and think, oh my god, making alcohol's that easy. I'm like, to a point it is, but results may vary. Oof. I said results may vary, and then I'm like, I had to fart, so I'm like, let it out. I'm like, nope. Oof. Ah, I can taste that on the air. I'm telling you right now, this apple silk mead is the bee's knees. I'll let you in on a secret. If you want to make it, you got to use turbo wine yeast. You know the 18% turbo wine yeast that I use to make it. And I add like the tiniest little bit to the jar, like I did in my current batch, and that was just perfect the way it is. The foam didn't foam off into my wine lock, and I'm sitting here like, all right, all right, all right. I'm learning some tricks to the trade. You're making your own wine because you want to be fancy and bougie and like interesting, like to people. Like, look at me, I make my own wine. You know, this apple mead is delicious. And now, educational fact. What's the difference between mead and wine? The answer is honey. Is that I poured an entire container of raw and unfiltered honey into the jar before adding the apples, the caramel. If you watch my channel, you know what's up. People are like, oh, I want to make alcohol. I'm like, it's really easy to make and it's fun to make. If you're old enough to drink, it can cut down on like going to the liquor store and, you know, because alcohol can be a bit expensive. But I am really happy with the way this apple silk mead turned out. This is a proper batch. Every time I've made apple silk mead, I've had the same results. And I'm like, okay, don't change the recipe. If it fucking works, it works. Every time I've made apple silk mead, I've done the same recipe that you saw me do on my channel recently. And I'm like, you know what? It works. It works. It definitely tastes like alcohol. So I took a squizzle of that and like on it. You know when you take a drink of alcohol, you're like that fucking bites the back of your throat a little bit. I get that effect with the apple silk. Excuse me, I got the burps. Oh fuck. Mm. That's delicious. There we go. As far as like homemade alcohol goes, this stuff is pretty fucking good, dude. The apple silk that I made, you know, I got a tradition, I got a recipe. I've been making apple silk mead on my YouTube channel for a hot minute, trust and believe. And right now, just like cruising through the jar that I made currently. It's an apple flavored mead. It is exquisite. And like, I filmed every step on how to make it. Like, the last time I made jar mead, you know, up to this point, I'm happy with the results. Tastes good, tastes like alcohol, tastes like bad decisions are being made. Mm. When it comes to like making your own alcohol, do your research. And if you can buy the equipment, go for it. Although my YouTube fans, although my YouTube fans have been pretty sweet about buying me equipment, straight up. They're like, "Oh, Cobra discovered a fun little hobby that he likes doing. I want to see all the crazy flavors he comes up with. I want to support this." So they gave me a filter mesh strainer, that kind of thing. And like turbo yeast, and like I I take what I'm given and I make it into something. The apple silk mead that I've made, in my personal opinion, is some of the best goddamn liquor I've ever tasted. Like, there's a sense of there's a sense of pride when it's like I made this. I put the effort, I put the energy into making it myself. That's what makes it taste good. It's like, oh, hmm. I'm like, this apple silk mead that I made is like an easy 18%. 18% is a bit strong for like wine or like mead or whatever. And I'm like, that's just fine. That's what I require for the products. Because right now, after having a couple sips, I'm feeling like, mind you, I haven't had alcohol in a couple of days. And like the most alcohol I've had is what I use to make my Patreon video. It's a great way to like gauge the alcohol and like the effects of the products. And it works just beautifully, YouTube. I'm just fucking bloody saying. And like, I showed Cobra fam how to make apple silk mead, and then the results I got from it. Results may vary. I should say that as a disclaimer, because I don't want people suing me and being like, well, I got grounded because my parents caught me making alcohol. Or like, your alcohol got me and my friends sick, and blah, blah, blah. Wham. I'm sitting here like, wow, that's the risk you take. I've never gotten sick off the wine I've made, personally speaking. And when I got a thing that works, I'm gonna stick with it. And as far as I'm concerned, apple silk mead fucking works beautifully. I copied the recipe that I've done for every time I've made it, and then let it age and do its thing. And like, mm, it definitely did its thing. Excuse me. Mm. It might take me like a month and a half to make it. Excuse me. Oh, fucking hell, back up. Oh, excuse me, folks. I may have the hiccups. Hmm. But you know, my apple mead, aka apple wine, is delicious. I have the honey, the sugar. You know what's up. Like I showed you Cool Cobras how to make it, and if I get good results from making my last batch, I share it with my YouTube fam, and I'm like, yeah, this will do what you want it to do. Like, I did not need a shit ton of turbo yeast to make it happen. Just a little like teaspoon and a half was enough, dude. And like stir it around and like let it age and do its thing. And filter everything after 13 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, I showed you Cool Cobras how to make apple silk to make the shit I'm drinking right now. And like, I'm telling you, the results I got are fantastic. It smells like alcohol. Like, you crack open the lid and you're like, oh, that smells like a good time waiting to happen. You know what I'm saying? Can you make wine with like store bought yeast? The same yeast that's used to make homemade pizza dough and what have you. Yes, you can. You can use that product, but it won't be as tasty. So, if, like, you can sneak ordering turbo yeast and everything, like, if you can sneak it and be a dirty little sneak thief, that's on you. Like I said in my homemade wine mead making video, is that if you want to make homemade alcohol, the responsibilities is on you. Because if your ass gets caught brewing or making this, and your parents ground you for making alcohol, not my responsibility. And turbo yeast definitely makes a difference. My YouTube fans are like, hey, Cobra's getting into this making his own wine hobby. You know what? Let's send him products that'll give him what he wants. Because we want to see the results. I'm like, I use turbo winemaking yeast for my apple silk. That's the name I've given the apple mead that I make with the honey, like the ones y'all y'all seen. Like what's the name? I'm like that's apple silk. And if you got a couple of fucking days to chill, you can make some fucking good product happen. You know. In my expectance and like experience, more like expectance isn't the word. I expect it to taste good and taste like alcohol. And like, I don't expect it to get me drunk because I have a high tolerance to alcohol, I do. But as an alcoholic, I love alcohol. I know what it's gonna taste like. And like in my experience with alcohol, apple silk, Cobra seal of approval, so fucking hard, dude. And I'm like, yeah, even if you can't get like Royal Gala apples, just use whatever apples you can get. You'll get the same results. The only reason I use Royal Gala apples is because my lizard puff would go nuts over them. I get like a Royal Gala apple or like two of them, and I put a little bit in my mead, and then I give a little bit to my bearded dragon, and he would gobble it up. I'm like, well, if it's good enough for my bearded dragon, then that's how I know it's a good apple. So like the secret to making apple silk mead, apple silk mead is just use whatever apple you have available at your fingertips. If you copy the recipe like I did on my latest mead making adventures, the way I did with this current batch, you shouldn't have any problems because I'm not complaining. Like I'm telling you what, this apple silk mead is so goddamn good. Well, let me sip it on that. Mm-hmm. The caramels, the apple flavor, all of that's on point. That just tastes like alcohol when I sip on that. Like, I'm happy with my current batch of mead, and it's a really fun hobby to get into, but you want to do your research. And, like, I've managed to make mead out of certain ingredients. I know a lot of people watch Cobra. It's like, I've seen you make mead out of some crazy things and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, I got lucky, would be the word. I got a product that tastes good and fucking kicks good. I got a product that tastes good and kicks good. Apple flavored honey mead. That's what I aim to make. And I did it, and I've got a recipe for making my own homemade hooch, and it works. So I want to keep it and recommend it. Like, well, my current batch of mead is exquisite, and I don't even care if I have alcohol to celebrate the 4th of July, you know. Not trying to toot my own horn, but the homemade apple wine that I made on my YouTube channel, because that's basically what mead is. It's a honey wine. You mix honey with some raw fruits and some sugars. And, you know, it's pretty basic chemistry. Like, in my experience of making homemade alcohol, I'm not complaining. Like, I've never got, like, you can get super sick off of drinking your own homemade alcohol. You can get botulism and all that shit. I've never gotten that, thank Satan, with my batches of wine. But if I have success and like I like the way my batch tastes, I'm gonna brag about it on YouTube. And like to be honest with you, my apple silk mead is delicious. If you want to get some like turbo yeast, I'm sure you can order it online. I might have been a bit too hard on myself. Crazy train. I might have been a bit too hard on myself earlier when I was food hacking, just because I burnt the bacon. But we got it figured out. It's all good. As far as this apple silk mead, oh, let me take another sip. Satan, thank you for and bless this batch. Oh, that big old smile on my face. That was just like for me trying it. Like general reaction. Like, okay, you know what, Cobra, you got a recipe. You got a recipe for making some homemade hooch. Pretty basic. It's pretty basic. It's not super hard to make. You just gotta have the ingredients. I like the way it tastes personally, but that's just my opinion. The important thing is, a lot of people are constantly blowing my phone up like, "Hey Cobra, I saw you making your latest batch of mead. That looks delicious. I want tips. I want to make my own. Do your research." And like I've spurred out on how to make a homemade wine. Like I've watched a lot of how-to videos, etc. But in my experience, the apple mead that I made is pretty fucking tasty. Although if your ass gets caught trying to make alcohol when you're underage. I'm not responsible for the grounding you receive. That's why I'm like, making your own mead is for 21 and up. That jar is pretty much empty. That's how you know it's good mead.